And so and this was, again, something that just blew my mind with the simplicity of the faith that it took to confess in his word and his deed what it is to believe in Jesus Christ and his salvation. Okay, and so the last thing that I want to do tonight is to say thank you. And I don't know a lot of you, and you're confused why I'm thanking you, and I am thanking you too. Sorry. And again, I have a little story to explain why I'm grateful for you guys and for this place. As I studied abroad in Chile, I was super fortunate to get put in a host family that was Christians and super involved in their church. And so I was at my host brother's apartment one night after a youth group on a Friday night. And what they did after youth group was they'd go over to someone's house and drink tea or something and then just talk about God. It was the coolest thing. And so everyone, it was a big group of Chileans and me, and then maybe the one other American guy who had a really big beard. I was impressed. And so, my normal tactic with that is okay, I'm going to go to the side and maybe talk to one person, because Chileans talk super fast, slurred Spanish or whatever, so it's hard to understand just one person. And then when they're all chattering, I'd chatter if I was speaking English with some friends, I was no chance. And so I was standing outside, and this girl who was a couple years older than me, her name was Carolina, walked up to me, and I'm, for whatever reason in Chile, I was just a specimen to them. They were just fascinated with me. They were just Alex, it was I don't even know why, but I'm whatever, taller white guy. I speak by that point I was speaking pretty decent Spanish. I grew up in San Diego, learned a lot of my Spanish at a high school with a lot of Mexicans, so I kind of have a Mexican accent when I speak Spanish. And so they're where did you get that accent from? All this stuff, because normally, you know how Spanish is when you're just white and you're just learning in a class. And all this, and then on top of that, I studied theology, and they're oh my gosh, you can study theology at a university there, and then I'd tell them that we have chapel 3 times a week, and they're holy crap, you have chapel 3 times a week? And then I'm a pastor son, and they're oh my gosh, and so all these things that just got them so interested in me. And so I was talking to Carolina on the side, and everyone else was still doing the chatter, and it was just me and Carolina. And we were talking about all the stuff in my life and how it is, because they're so interested in I guess specifically this university and my life. And so we were talking, and then everyone noticed that me and Carolina were just inside talking, and so they're stopped us, and they're what are you guys talking about? And Carolina turned to him, and she was well, she's Carl has many, many blessings. And I'm sure she probably started saying more stuff, but just so that it was with the story with the soccer guy, at that point I just got hit with the gravity of what she said. And I pretty much just stopped listening and saying wow, it's that's a really deep thing that she just said. And so what I want to thank you for is for your contribution to this place, because this is a place where we're blessed to be able to come, not really sure of what we believe, or not really sure if we stack up to what it really means to be a Christian, not really sure if we're ready to confess Christ in word and deed. It's a place where we're blessed to have forums like this where we can come and worship on a Wednesday night, or chapel 3 times a week, where people in Chile pee their pants with glee, they're so excited when they hear that this event exists. And it's just this huge blessing that it is, and that wouldn't be, it wouldn't exist without the administrators and then the students, and this life where we can live, I can live in the dorm with 30 guys for 3 years, and then know literally everything about them, and then and the deep conversations that intimacy leads to, and that has profoundly changed my life and has made me who I am today. And I'm thankful for the blessing that it is to be here with you guys and to be here tonight. And so I would just like to pray before we close. Father God, I thank you for this place, for this time. I pray that you would strengthen us to confess the resurrection of your Son, Jesus Christ, Father. That we could go forth boldly to live in word and deed and proclaim what you did for us on the cross. And for the salvation that we have, Father. I pray that we just wouldn't take for granted what you've done, Father, and that we would truly become a confessional people, where everything we do confesses your kingship and your divinity. Pray this all in Jesus' name. Amen.